Hello, Helen here. Thanks for joining me today. Today's card was a bit of a bonus for me. The last video that I made, when I was getting ready for it, I stamped a whole lot of flowers and leaves from both stamp sets in various different colour combinations just to decide what I was going to use for that card. So what I didn't use I've got as spares, so I thought I'd make a card today with the rest of them. The layout's a fairly simple one. I'm going to start off by making my own striped pattern paper. I'm going to use the MFT background stamp, but unfortunately it's only 6 inches wide and my card base is 7 inches wide, so I had to come up with a way of being able to do it. So I'll show you what I did. I took a strip of green card, just slightly bigger than my card base. Now I apologise, it doesn't actually look green in this lighting, but I assure you it is green. It's a basil card called Hazel. So I'm going to, with my background stamp, I'm going to work out the first long stripe that's going to be slightly wider than my card base piece, which is about the 8th stripe in from the corner, and I'm going to ink the stamp up from that point to the other side. I'm going to just mask off those stripes I don't want to use to start with. I'll press down my card once I've inked it up with some Versamark ink and make sure that I press down over the card, and then I'm going to emboss it with Ranger clear embossing powder and heat set it with the heat tool. Now I need to sort where I'm going to start my next stripe from, and that's a bit hard to do when you've got it upside down, so this is what I did. My very last stripe didn't stamp very well, so I'm going to just stamp over that. So what I need to do is mark off where the last of the good stripes were, and what I did was put a big piece of washi tape over the edge of that diagonal stripe, with some sticking out at the back so that I can use it as like handles, and that way I can see where I can line up stripes when I put it face down. So I'll ink up the stamp again, masking it off, but then I realise afterwards that I still had some residue left over from the previous stamping, so I wiped that off, and then I can grab the handles on, flip the card over and grab the 2 pieces of washi tape as handles and match up the stripe where I just before the ink starts, and then pressing down on the back I can ink up the rest of the strip. And then emboss it with the clear embossing powder and heat tool again, and that's my stripe done. Once I'd finished embossing the strip, I trimmed it down and adhered it to the bottom of my card base. I'm then going to get the top panel of my card ready and stamp a sentiment on it. Now that is 7 inches by 3 5/8, which just allows enough of the stamped background to poke out from the bottom. So I'm going to stamp it with my Joy's Craft banner stamp set that I've used before, and I'm going to use the Especially For You stamp here. I'll prepare the card front with my EK Success powder tool, which just stops any stray powder going on the card where I don't want it, and then I'm going to stamp the sentiment with VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and then emboss it with clear embossing powder with the heat tool. Now I'm going to pretty up the card a little bit with just a strip of the Tim Holtz deco paper. It comes in a pack with gold and silver, and I really like the silver, so I'm going to use that here today. So I'm going to put a strip just under the white panel and then raise it up on some Scotch foam tape just to give it a little bit of dimension. So now that I've got the card base finished, I can now start doing my flower arrangement. I haven't shown the stamping of the flowers because I showed it in my last video, so I'll have a link below in the description box below the video if you're on YouTube, or you'll be able to check out the video on the bottom blog below this one. So I'm going to just play around with the flowers and leaves and get them how I want them. Now you'll see from the flowers that I showed earlier in the video, I've added some of the berries. I thought it just needed something extra, so I've printed off some of the little pink berries and I'm fussy cut them out, and I'm going to add that to them, just 3 of them. Now I've just learnt recently from watching some videos, other people have used press and seal, which like a cling wrap from your kitchen cupboards. It's just sticky on one side, so I'm going to have a go at doing that. So I'm going to just place it on top of my flower arrangement once I've got it right and press it down, and then you can lift the whole arrangement off your card, keep it all in place and flip it over, and then I'm going to glue the bottommost leaves and a couple of the flowers so that they are in the right position when I come to stick all the other parts down. So once I've got the glue on the back, I can put the whole arrangement back down and just let it sit for a little bit just for the glue to take, and then I can peel the press and seal back off again and take the flowers that weren't glued down. And then I'll take each one of those off individually and put them with foam tape just to raise them up on the top part of the arrangement. It looks like you can use the press and seal over several times. It's still got enough sticky to use again, so I'll pop it aside for another project. Apologies, my camera stopped working while I was doing the last few flowers arrangement with the foam tape, so I apologise for that. I'm going to just dot a few enamel dots around the card just to finish it off. These are some handmade enamel dots I made with some pony beads that I melted in a little toaster oven. So I just watched a couple of YouTube videos on how to do that, and I got quite a range of colours. So I'm just going to use a mauve and a pink colours and dot them around the card. And that's my card finished today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and catch more videos that I do in the future. Thank you. Bye for now.